whole self clean, whole person clean, clean clothing, smelling nice and fresh, hands, always wash the hands after a treatment, before another treatment, for your own safety and for the safety of the clients and other students. There we go. I'm just showing the thumb. That's my thumb, because from using the palms we're going to go on to using the thumbs in the same way. And it's the ball of the thumb we're going to use today. There are several areas we can use as the tip, the very tip, the ball of the thumb. Today we're going to use the ball, maximum area of the thumb. So we're not going to do direct pressure with the tip, we're going to have pressure with the ball of the thumb. It's the same as we did with the palming, perpendicular pressure, following the what's called the bladder meridian. That's the bladder channel. Don't necessarily think that this will affect the bladder. It will affect the health of the whole person. Basically what we're doing is loosening up the muscles further, deeper in the back. Either side of the spine there's a ridge of muscle tissue which we follow and apply pressure to. We can take this all the way down the back. There's that line, 2 lines I'm showing you. Either side of the spine there's the ridge. Applying pressure, arms straight. There we go. And the pressure there. Only when the recipient is able to receive this deeper pressure would we use it. Moya has been a recipient of shiatsu for several years, as well as treating people. She has a high acceptance level. There can be some pain involved, and until the recipient is well aware of their pain threshold and well able to accept the pressure on a relaxed basis, we would not use these techniques. The recipient must be prepared accordingly with the gentle techniques before they can receive the harder, direct techniques using the thumb. Always be aware of that. The fact that we are working within the context of deep relaxation. The initial stage is to relax, then we have release, and then we have let go. These could be considered to be releasing techniques. Having relaxed the recipient, we're now releasing the stress and the tension with the thumbs. I can thumb the feet there, soles of the feet, a little bit of palming, a bit of gentle work, helping her let go before I start to come back up again. A bit of work on the Achilles tendon there. Now up through the calf muscles, following the line of the, basically the line of the bladder meridian, not necessarily. Working those muscles free. Finding the tense areas. As I'm working, I'm also looking for tense areas, which I know to refer back to. The stress patterns or formations are quite complex. They're not necessarily patterned. They're usually unpatterned. And to help draw these out of the recipient is a technique in itself. But if you follow these basic lines, you'll be able to get to that stage if you work along these lines within the context of relax, release and let go. Quite a bit of pressure on the buttock there. Not quite so much here, there's a bit of tension in there, so I'm not going too deep there. There. A bit of rotation there. Oh, that's quite deep, that one. Another lower, yes, you can take that. As we go up, I think you'll find there's a bit of area of tension a bit higher up here, so I'm going to ease off there. And wait for the breath, down, out breath, and I go down, yes. A little bit of tension here again, so watch the breath, applying pressure with the breath. Change position again. Not too much pressure. Breathing out, and I apply pressure. I can apply the pressure a bit more here. Breathing out and apply pressure. Working together with the breath. And palming to let go. So I've worked quite a bit of tension out, and now I'm helping Moya to let go of that. A lot of heat under my hands. Really, really hot. And Moya almost in a state of deep sleep. Very, very relaxed now, and enjoying the shiatsu. Shiatsu must be enjoyable from beginning to end. recipient must know and begin to understand that what is happening is good for them. It's good to work on the physical. There, me, I'm reacting now to the release, the let go phase. Yes, here we are looking at the fundamentals when the recipient is lying on the back, so I'm working on the front. Making contact now, positive connection. I just moved the arm out of the way so I could come close into the side of the hip there, and I'm actually touching the hip with my knees. Give a little more comfort, a little bit more reassurance. I'm telling Moya now to instructing her to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, helping the breath to calm down, abdominal breathing, placing my left hand on the forehead. My right hand is on the solar plexus. I'm pointing out two chakras now on the head there. That's the what's called the third eye chakra on the forehead, and the crown chakra on the top of the head. And my other hand is on the solar plexus chakra. So there you have three chakras to start, and this is very calming, helps to release tension. I'm lining the chakra, Moya chakra, with the chakra in the palm of my hand. This is the throat chakra. My left hand is on now. There are 7 main chakras in all, the trunk of the body. That's the heart chakra, which I approach by pointing my fingers either upwards or downwards. The other hand is still on the solar plexus. Now looking for the main chakra. This is called the hara in Japanese. In England it's called the hara, derived from the Japanese word hara. This is the main one. This is where we have our fire of transformation, center of gravity, keeps us centered psychologically when we meditate. Hopefully when we work, even when we're active, we can be centered. And the lower chakra, which is actually between the groin, which we can't work in this situation. So we just slide our hand down from the main chakra, just so that the little finger, the knuckles of the little finger, come to the pubic bone, and we stop there. So it's basically over the bladder area. And you can feel the breathing as Moya breathes in, using abdominal breathing, and abdomen going up and down. Just go through the 7 again. 6, 7. There. 3 hands, 3 chakra position. Solar plexus, third eye, crown. Very comforting, also very convenient to help let go. Now I'm just applying a little bit of I'm showing the other the other chakras there. They're of course on the joints, the shoulder joints, the hip joints, ankles, all the other joints. And the chakras get smaller and smaller until we connect with the points or tsubo of shiatsu. There's interconnection there between the what's known as the chakra system from India and the point or tsubo system from Japan. They are actually interconnected. It's one of the same thing. Just going to do a little bit of massage on the abdominal area. I'm showing the direction, which we massage straight down the middle, from the solar plexus down to just above that pubic bone, then round, clockwise, across, following the line of the colon, and down the other side. A little bit of gentle palming here. Mother hand, child hand. The mother hand is the left hand on Moya's right shoulder. My right hand is acting as the child hand, palming down the center. Make sure the bladder is empty if you apply pressure, and it's a good idea to suggest that the recipient does use the bathroom before shiatsu treatment, of course. Eliminate as much as possible before the treatment, therefore they can relax even more. Don't have to worry about details like that. Everything's geared towards relaxation. Breathing's nice, apply pressure as Moya breathes out. Very sensitive areas sometimes, these abdominal areas. I'm just doing this lightly to start. Looking for areas, diagnosing if you like, in a way. Areas which need to be worked with. Never, if you do diagnose, never in any way inform the recipient of your diagnosis. The diagnosis is between you and yourself. how and whichever way you diagnose or care to diagnose must be kept to you. Giving the recipient your diagnosis will actually affect their health, probably adversely, so keep it to yourself. Always use positive suggestions that they're going to get better. Health will improve with relaxation and rest, hopefully. Using 2 hands there, going a bit deeper with my fingertips now. A little bit of tension in that area there. And releasing again. Back to the chakra there. Now I'm going to do some work on the floating ribs. Help massage the internal organs, the stomach and the liver especially. Following the natural way those ribs stretch. So it's diagonal cross stretch I'm using on the ribs. So you can see the way the ribs are stretching that way and then the other way there. So it's a cross stretch, diagonal cross stretch on the front, using the floating ribs, working with the breath, making sure I breathe out now, in and out. She's breathing out, cross, stretch across. Breathing in and out. You can always feel that happening even as you watch. So work with the breath at all times. A bit harder there now. She's got used to that. She's loosened up a bit more. Mother hand, child hand. Mother hand is sitting on that main chakra, the Hara chakra. The child hand is going to do the work down the legs. Just as we did on the back, now we're doing on the front. Mother hand, child hand. Directly down, perpendicular pressure. Straddling across there to get a more comfortable position, avoiding the knee. If the knees cannot take this amount of pressure at all, if there's too much on that joint, then you can put a cushion under each knee. To virtually cushion, there we are, perpendicular pressure. Watching the face. It's too much for me to do, so I change the position of the mother hand. Fingers away from the groin, I'm also in this position, until I reach a certain stage, halfway down the thigh, and then I can turn the fingers in there. Avoiding pressure on the knee. Again. Taking note the whole time of the reaction. Feeling the hot spots, cold spots, tense areas. Generally relaxing the muscle tissues. Still working with the breath, in coordination with the breath. Not necessarily direct coordination when you're working on the legs, but some sort of synchronization with the breath. Moi's breath and my breath synchronized also. Perpendicular pressure using both hands. Still using the butt of the hand. Palming. Down the thighs, avoiding the knees again, changing my position. Checking that the toes are out, which you always do in this position, lying on the back. Always check that the toes are out. The groin again is open. Inside leg is relaxed. Constantly changing position. A little bit of thumb work on the soles of the feet there as I palm the upper areas of the feet. Warming the toes up a little bit. Now I'm going to use the thumbs. So I'm going to come up, back up using the thumbs. Same as we did on the back. I'm using the tips of the thumbs more here though, rather than the ball of the thumbs. Because the area being worked demands the tip rather than the ball. Working on the soft area just behind the bone. Skip the knees, that's it, and then onto the thighs. More ball of the thumb I think on the thighs. There, you can see, just see the tip of my thumb sticking out, so I'm using the ball of the thumb. Perpendicular pressure, perpendicular to the area I'm working on, constantly changing my position, regulating from my legs and hara, abdominal area. Watching the face, being aware of the face. For any grimaces, I may hit some very sore points. There's the hips, I'm just exposing those. Again, try to work through one layer of material rather than two if possible. I'm going up through the abdominal area with my thumbs. I have worked it. Again, delicate situation. Make sure the recipient can take pressure here without grimacing, without pain. Undue pain, I should say. Up to the ribs. A little bit down again. Yeah, good. It's released quite a bit. Just smooth that out a bit. Thumbs. From hard you go to soft. So if you